Shanghai, and our chapter is chapter 12, 45 years of protectionism, ends in 2005, and then we added, or so we think. So we started with a timeline here in the middle where we broke down the events of the chapter, and it starts off by the U.S. lifts the Chinese quota in 2005, and from that, free trade finally arises between China and the U.S., and imports actually increased by 1,200%. So the fears that everyone had actually came true, but in greater examination, it was actually more of fear of additional quotas coming in. So we have this quote here that surges from China reflected not so much the market, but fears that China would not stay open for long with their quotas. So moving on, textile industry obviously had problems with that. They fought back, and in 2005, same year, the Bush administration actually ended up implementing quotas again in exchange for the Central American Free Trade Agreement. And so by not even a year passed, China quotas came back, and they're set to expire in 2009 then. So that's basically the summary of the chapter. The central theme we saw was that quotas have been around forever. Politics has always played a factor. There was the example in the chapter about the English wool industry and how the English were forced to wear wool even in the hot summer instead of Indian cotton. So that was 400 years ago, and it's still happening now. And from what we can tell, it'll continue to happen. Even Obama in the Obama-McCain election, Obama had it all wrapped up, but he still gave concessions to North Carolina, even though he had already won the election. So with that, we have several articles that we pointed out showing how politics still plays a major role. There's the Buy American law, which affects Indiana Steel, Indiana, basically a lot coming from Indiana. There's another law passed in 2013 where lawmakers pushed for U.S. officials to take American textile workers with the latest Asia-Pacific trade talks. And not even here in the U.S., but even abroad, we have this article from Kenya that highlights that even in Kenya there's pushing for more regulation, less free trade, more quotas. So with the theme of politics, we asked 3 questions that an exec might ask. What types of trade protectionism are built into my industry? Am I vulnerable if it ends? Am I vulnerable to outside countries taking my business away? How is my business being affected by politics and trade, since it's always going to be around? How can I take advantage of that to boost my bottom line? And if there is significant quotas in my industry, am I taking advantage of open markets to find suppliers outside the country? And would this be a viable option for my business? So with that, that pretty much wraps it up.
Thank you.